Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Those of you who follow my channel know that I really like romantic lacy stitches, but today I have something totally different to share with you. Just look at this stitch. I think it looks pretty modern and it just gives crochet a totally different vibe. I know many of you already know how to work corner to corner patterns, so you can consider that you're already halfway through in learning this stitch, because this is basically what it is. It is a corner to corner, but it is a more fancy or complex version. And in this stitch, the blocks have 3 rows, but the pattern works exactly the same. You just keep adding diagonal rows of additional blocks. The yarn that I'm using is YarnArt Begonia, and I will crochet with a steel hook size 6, which is 1.8 millimeters. I start with 11 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now into the first chain from the hook I will work a double crochet. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the first chain I make a double crochet. And these 3 skipped chains also count as a double crochet. So now I already have 2 double crochets worked. What I'm going to do next is to work a double crochet into each one of the remaining chains. Here I have the first row of the first block, and the total of stitches here is 9. I have 9 double crochets. I turn my work and I start row number 2 with 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of these chains will count as first double crochet and 1 chain will count as chain 1 space. So I skip the next double crochet, the second one, and into the next one, the third one, I work a double crochet. Now 1 chain, I skip 1 double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet. Again, 1 chain, I skip 1 double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet. 1 chain, I skip the next double crochet, and into the last one I work a double crochet. So in this row I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets and 1, 2, 3, 4 chain 1 spaces. Again, I turn my work and I start the next row with 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. These 3 chains count as my first double crochet and they correspond to the double crochet over here. Now into the next chain 1, I work a double crochet. Into the next double crochet, I work a double crochet. Into the next chain, I work a double crochet. And into the next double crochet, I work a double crochet. Again, into the next chain, a double crochet, and into the next double crochet, a double crochet. Now over here I have 4 turning chains. Into the first chain I work a double crochet, and into the second chain I also work a double crochet. And again, in this row I have 9 stitches, the same amount as in the first row. So this is the first block, and now I will start working on the next block, which will be crocheted vertically and joined to the first block. So I turn my work this way and I make 11 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And again, into the fourth chain from the hook, I work a double crochet. And now I work a double crochet into each chain of these remaining chains. And I should have a total of 9 double crochets. So right now I have 2, 4, 6, 8 double crochets. I need to make one more over here. And as I make that double crochet, I will also join this row to the third double crochet of this row right here. So this is the 1, 2, 3. So right here, this is where I will join. And here is how I do it. First, I start working a double crochet into the last chain. But now, instead of finishing it, I'm going to insert the hook into the third double crochet of this row, 1, 2, 3, right here. And I will finish this double crochet by pulling the yarn first through that double crochet on this side, and then just finishing the double crochet. And this way I have my last double crochet neatly joined to the first block. Now I turn my work and I start the next row with 3 chains, which will count as my first double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And I also need to join these 3 chains to my first block. So now from where it was already joined, I count 3 more stitches. 1, 2, 3. So over here I insert the hook and I pull this loop through it. And now this first double crochet, or just 3 chains really, are joined to the first block. Next, 1 chain. I skip the next double crochet right here, and into the next one I work a double crochet. 1 chain, I skip the next double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet. 1 chain, I skip the next double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet. 1 chain, I skip the next double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet. So again, just the same way as I had it in the first block. Over here I have 5 double crochets and 1, 2, 3, 4 chain 1 spaces. I turn my work and I start the last row of this second block. First I make 3 chains, which count as the first double crochet, and now into each chain and into each double crochet I work a double crochet. So now I have 8 double crochets and I need to make 1 more, and this is where I make it where the chain 3 was joined to the first block. And I don't finish it just yet because I want to join this double crochet to the first block. So I insert the hook into the top of these 3 chains on that side, and then I finish. So now I have 2 blocks finished. And now I'm going to have another block on this side that is also going to be crocheted vertically. So to start the next block, I make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and now I need to make 9 double crochets in total. Well, this is my first double crochet already. Now under the double crochet over here, this is where I'm going to insert the hook. I work 2 double crochets, 1, 2. So now my total is 3 stitches. Now inserting the hook under this double crochet, I work 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and over here under this double crochet I also work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, well actually the last one I'm going to make into this last starting chain, because that way I will have a nice straight edge. So here I have 9 double crochets in total in the first row. I turn my work and now I will work the second row, 4 chains, and then skip the next double crochet. So basically I'm skipping 2. 3 chains count as the first double crochet and correspond to this double crochet, and 1 chain counts as chain 1 space, which corresponds to the second double crochet. Now into the third double crochet is where I work my next double crochet. Again, 1 chain, skip 1 double crochet, and into the next one a double crochet. 1 chain, skip the next double crochet, and into the next one a double crochet. 1 chain, skip the next double crochet, and into the next one a double crochet. Now I turn and I finish this third block. I start with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then into each chain and into each double crochet I work a double crochet, and I will have 9 double crochets in total. And remember that over here I have turning 4 chains, so I make a double crochet into the first chain and into the second, and this way I have 9 double crochets here, and now I have 3 blocks finished. So this was the first one, the second one, and the third one. And now I'm going to start adding third diagonal row of blocks. I'm going to start with 11 chains, which I'm going to chain this way, and then I'm going to start crocheting this way, joining the block to this block the same way as I was joining here. Here I made 11 chains, enter the first chain from the hook, I make a double crochet, and then a double crochet into each one of the remaining chains. And when I make the very last double crochet into the last chain, I will also join it to the third double crochet on this side, like that. Now I turn, I start the next row with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and again I join them to the third double crochet, 1, 2, 3, right here. 1 chain, I skip the next double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet. 1 chain, I skip the next double crochet, and into the next one I work a double crochet, and so on. Okay, now I turn and I'm going to finish this row. It's gonna be a row of double crochets, and I will join it over here. The very last double crochet, the 9th one, I make over here where the previous row was joined, and then before I finish it I actually pass the loop through the chain over here, and that's how I join this block. And now I'm going to start crocheting the next one. It's going to be crocheted into the ends of the row of this block, so it will be crocheted this way, and then the same way I will crochet the one on the top of this one as well. And that's basically how I continue crocheting, adding diagonal rows of these blocks. Now I want to stop here. What I'm gonna do here, I'm not going to add another block, but instead I'm going to use slip stitches and go all the way up over here and then just continue crocheting the same way as before. So this way I won't be adding any new blocks on this side, but instead I will just fill in all the blocks over here, and the same thing over here. I will not be adding any more new blocks, but instead I will be filling in this part to create a square. Okay, so here's what I do. I simply use slip stitches into each double crochet on this side of the block. And now I will start crocheting the next row, the diagonal row of the blocks, and the next block is gonna be crocheted this way, and then again this way, and so on. Here I made this block, and you can see how I begin to get a straight edge on this side as well. So that's how I'm going to continue crocheting and just complete the square. But if you wish to make it into a rectangle, what you're gonna do is keep adding blocks on one side but not on the other.